Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Under the Umbrella podcast. We back again at it. We back again at it. Me and Cam. We're gonna get to a good topic today. We want to talk about the NBA the NBA Cup. This is gonna be the second season going into the in-season tournament, and we want to just talk a little bit about the in-season tournament and how everything is looking so far. The changing of the groupings from last year and what games to look out for, expected teams like we expect to like possibly win. And Cam gonna get more into details with all that. But before we get started, I just want to thank everybody that's been listening, everybody that's been subscribing to us. We really appreciate it. And just keep watching, keep watching. We're gonna bring some different topics, get some interview going for you guys. We appreciate y'all. Well, Cam, I'm gonna hand it all over to you, man.
You said shout out to everybody that's been out here, keeping up with us, subscribing, liking the post, keep following us, keep it, continuous, and keep bringing you guys content, as much as possible. So we appreciate y'all. But since we're gonna get into this today, I just wanted to start off, just for any of our viewers that maybe haven't been up to speed on the NBA Cup. I'm gonna just break down some of the teams that are in each group, and it's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's six groups total, and so in the A group we got New York Knicks, the Orlando Magic, the Philadelphia 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, and the Charlotte Hornets. In the East B group, Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers, the Toronto Raptors, and the Detroit Pistons. And in the East C group, we have the Boston Celtics, Cavaliers, Atlanta Hawks, Chicago Bulls, and Washington Wizards. So those are the groups for the Eastern Conference. So for the Western Conference in the West group, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Sacramento Kings, the Houston Rockets, and Portland Blazers. In the West B group, we got the Thunder, the Phoenix Suns, LA Lakers, and the Spurs. And last in the West C group, the Dallas Mavericks, New Orleans Pelicans, Golden State Warriors, and the Memphis Grizzlies. So those are three groups from each conference. So I'm just going to get into from this past week, from I think it was from Tuesday night, as well as some they had on last night. So from Tuesday, the Hawks played the Celtics. The Hawks came out on top, 117-116. We had the Heat versus the Pistons. Another close game. The Pistons 123-121. The Hornets and the Magic Tuesday as well. Not as much of a close game. The Magic pulled it off, 149. The next game was Philly 76ers. The Knicks pulled that game off, 111-9. The next Bucks. The Bucks ended up winning that game 99-85. The game after this, the Suns pulled that 120-112. The Warriors came out on top 120-117. And the last one was the T-Wolves and the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers surprisingly won 2-108. Probably out of all of those games, one of the only surprising games I've seen from that two play. And moving on to the Lakers, a really good game. Me and Kim were just talking a little bit about that before the recording, but that was a good game, close game down to the wire.
Yeah, shout out to my Spurs, man. Come on, you know.
He fought. The Lakers got the dub, but I think they showed some good signs yesterday. The Pacers, the Heat won 124 to 111. The next game was 76ers versus the Magic, and the Magic won 98 to 86.
By the way, lopsided game. Embiid played plus Paul George, so they played those games. So which was like, if anyone see the score on the share, it's kind of crazy.
Are also without Paolo Banchero get the victory, so that's a good sign for the Magic, or if you're a Magic fan. The next game was the Pistons versus the Raptors. Pretty close game. The were able to pull it off 99 to 95. The Wizards all night. The Hawks got the victory 129 to 15. Bulls and the Cavs off last night as well. Very high scoring game, but not. Cavs won 144 to 126. The next game was Knicks, which was definitely a good game, a close game. Knicks dealing with some injuries as well, but they were still able to get the victory, 124 to 122. The next game, the Rockets, which Clippers haven't seemed to be jealous of right now. The Rockets pulled that off 125 to 104. The Nuggets also, the Nuggets were without Nikola Jokic. And the Pelicans were able to win 01 to 94. We 3 more games last night. The Suns and the Thunder. Both teams kind of know KD and Bradley Beal didn't play last night. The Thunder, Hardenstein's out as well. The Thunder were able to pull that off. 183. Warriors, the Warriors were able to pull that game out 3 to 118. And then the last game, not least, was the Timberwolves versus the Kings, which went to overtime, which was a really good game. D Fox had, I think he had 6, but the T-Wolves were able to come overtime 130 to 126.
Yeah, it was like a pack amount of games. It was like what you say, Cam, about 12
games on yesterday.
Yeah, so it was a lot of games on, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get to catch all the games, but the one thing I do like about the in-season tournament, before I hand it back over to Cam, the teams do play a little bit harder. And now looking at from year 1 to year 2 doing the in-season tournament, I'm gonna have to give Adam Silver and the NBA they credit for that, because the players are more engaged. Like they do play for that extra cash for a teammate and all that. So I like that. The games are intense. So I didn't really, besides the lopsided Philly game, but yeah, the games be intense. So I'm gonna give them the credit for that. And the groupings are not the same from last year. So if anybody was like listening, was wondering, the groupings are not the same. And I don't know. I don't really know the system. I think it's a head to head. Then they do like point differential, how they rank them or something. So I don't know how they. I could probably look it up one day, but for right now, that's all I gotta say for right now. In the in season tournament so far, I've been going, and yeah, who else is up there? A game that I like, Cam, was not a game, but the Hawks. Look at the Hawks. They play good in the in season tournament. They like what, 2-0 in in season play.
2-0. Orlando's 2-0. So I think, like you said, it's some teams. I feel like if they're struggling kind of early in the season, I think this is a kind of this in-season tournament is something that they can kind of use as like motivation to kind of try to right the ship, if they're kind of struggling early on. And then there's some teams that may be playing well and they're trying to use this as something to kind of keep that. I think, like you said, um, taking at it like you may have some younger guys on the team or some two-way players on your roster you want to look out for. So teams, try to up the intensity, win that trophy so they can get that cash. Maybe guys that aren't making as much money as some of the bigger name players. So that's always cool. So I just wanted to get into the rest of the dates in NBA Cup, just the next dates that they'll be playing, and then also dates of the playoff situation. So they'll be continuing the rest of the group play game starting November 19th, which I think is this Tuesday. I think they're looking to do the group play games on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I think back on November 22nd, November 26th, November 20th, the regular group play, and December 10th and 11th are the quarterfinal tournament. December 14th is, and then the championship is on December 17th. So any of our listeners and viewers that haven't watched or been watching and wasn't sure when the next games or when the playoff, that's for was wondering. So just dates you can kind of look forward to. Because obviously there'll still be regular season games in between those dates, but just specifically for the group play, I just wanted all of our viewers to kind of know when those dates were, just in case they wanted to make sure if they haven't.
Hey Cam, I got a question for you with the grouping. Which group you think is like the best group? Like, would you be like, yo, they kind of stacked them up like with some talent in this one group right here. They're gonna have to like fight it out with each other.
Go with like I don't want to like make it seem like I'm trying to play the Eastern Conference, but to me it's probably between the West B group or C group. And the B group is with the Thunder, the
Yeah, I got the
Suns,
same.
the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Spurs. And then the West C group is the Nuggets, the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Grizzlies, which is, I mean, to me, I mean, maybe out like the Jazz, maybe the Pelicans, like the rest of those teams, I feel like are legit teams. So I think those two groups, SB and probably the best overall. But like you said, like I mean, 2-0, like certain teams that you probably wouldn't expect to play well, have been as far as the tournament. Who knows? Like I know last year the Lakers kind of, you know, it was the inaugural season, so when people was kind of low key trying to play them, but it's like I feel like that's gonna happen with whoever. It's like if you win, then people are gonna be like, oh, they can win that, but they probably championship or something like that of that nature. But I think
Yeah.
it's a good kind of point during the season to kind of look at the team, kind of look yourself in the mirror and see where you guys are at. And like I said earlier, if you're struggling, it's like, all right, this is your time to be like, look, we got to fix X, Y, and Z, or we got to make sure our intensity, we got to be working on this. Or if you're already playing well, it's got this momentum going. Let's, go into this tournament with the same energy, the same momentum, and try to pull it, continue to win. Because I mean, every team is pretty much going to have the same mentality. It's like it's separate from the regular season, but it's still a games at the end of the day. So I think either way, if you're a team that has a winning mentality, it's just going to make you play better, harder, and try to come out with as much wins as you can before the actual like playoff part of the tournament starts. But other than that, I think, teams could use the money for, certain guys on their team. So I think that's always good.
You remember in the pod cam when we was talking about what if that anomaly team that's terrible wins it? Like I think Detroit is way better than last year, being honest. What if Detroit wins it? It's like I think it's good when like some of the teams. That's why I said the in-season tournament is good because like a team like Detroit, which is I think they play under 500 basketball right now, but they're better than last year. They're 2-0. Say they get into this tournament, wins it. I think the in-season tournament creates that energy booster. Like, yo, we could really play, and these guys is going. Once December is over, they play in Vegas, and they just go. They just go. Like, I love it for that reason. That's why I like the in-season tournament for that reason. Like, teams like Detroit, Atlanta. Like, let's see. Like, maybe these games give them more life, and they could just burst back onto the scenes and be good teams. But the only knock I got right now on the Cup, man, they gotta get some better courts, man. It's 2 years in a row with these courts. Some people love them though, but
Yeah, I don't like some of them are really nice, and then there's some that are just too much. And it's like I understand certain teams who have like maybe like a certain color scheme to where you could pull off doing like a colorful, like a more colorful hardwood. But it's like I prefer like just want the court that just looks like hardwood with the logo and all of that. But like some of them is like you don't want no purple blue court or like just something ridiculous. Like I get it, they're trying to, sell the tournament and all of that stuff, but at the same time, it's like don't make it ugly. Like don't make it a distraction. Like make it just where it's like, oh, like this is a different court, like this or whatever. But I think some of them are colorful, kind of confusing looking. It's just, I mean, I understand it's do the city jerseys, the city edition jerseys every year. It's like some of them are good, and then some of them is like, nah, that ain't it. So I think that I definitely
yeah,
agree with the part on the course, like because you see even last year, like you seen some good, and then you seen some other ones. It's just like, nah, yeah, y'all got to switch this one up.
yeah. Cam, is there anything else you want to add before? It's all you, Cam. Whatever you want to add, you want to close down the fans. You felt like you gave them enough details, everything they needed to hear. It's all you, Cam.
Kind of just like a brief, like I said earlier, taking off. So we didn't have to go into too much detail. Just wanted to kind of give the people, what the matchups were, some of the dates and stuff like that, grouping, because, that could be a little confusing if there's certain fans that aren't that set up. But I think it'll be some, we got a few more dates before the playoffs portion starts. So just like me and you were talking about, just kind of see how the teams play, how they match up against each other, and just kind of go from. But I definitely appreciate that listening. We're gonna try to bring y'all aspects of the game. So this is definitely one of the newer parts of the NBA. This is only the second year, so we just want to touch on that real quick. Once into more group play, we'll probably start giving you more reactions to that for detail. But as of right now, I think just kind of touching on the outlining things enough, and we'll all, so y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, y'all know what we say over here. Before we get out of here, man, stay under the umbrella. Appreciate you guys for watching, liking, subscribing. Keep doing what y'all doing. We love y'all, and we out of here.